as I've just noticed. Oh, now you can hear me. OBS hates me. I clicked one button. Anyways, hi everybody. I'm going to do this again, so now you can hear me. Thank you for tuning in. Particularly thank you to our $20 tier supporters, Rowan Parker, Trevor Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and L. And you're probably not going to hear the other people when I tune into the next page, so we'll see how that goes. If you do, though, be sure to laugh when they think you can't hear them. We're live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Stardust RPG on Trails of Stardust. I am William, and I am your game master for this 5th edition science fantasy campaign. Joining me today, we have John.
I'm John. I'm playing Coltarn, the Orc Artificer, who I was in the middle of trying to change the profile picture of and forgot. ADHD.
Yep.
Fair.
Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Till Wayland, the Avian Way of the Iron Path monk, who's desperately going to try and make sure that nobody gets in a huge fight this time and fail.
Good luck. And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Kendall Fairchild, the cause of the fights, and a Ladfrin warlock, whose patron is her daddy.
I like how you almost said Fellchild, which would have also been appropriate.
Eh.
And Holly.
Hey, I'm Holly. I'm playing Mistel, the Envarn rogue, who is still waiting for an apology from Kendall.
That would help if Kendall knew Mistel was waiting for an apology.
Somebody mentioned it to her. And Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm playing Varush Al-Rul, the Loxodon Voidkeeper. Not getting involved in this shit.
Tired of this shit.
And Craig.
I will be playing bees, a swarm of nocturne and torch bees, who collectively form a Swarmkeeper Ranger, and real team player, technically, in that there's a lot of us and we're all a team.
I was gonna say, real team player with themselves.
Right. I am my own team.
Yeah, no,
It's
absolutely.
Exactly. B spends most of the time playing with themselves.
That's true.
I knew you were gonna go there.
As Bees has specifically pointed out, some of us are reproducing pretty much every single moment. So enjoy.
I mean, technically only one of you probably, but still.
You don't know how torch bees do.
Or how many
That
torch
is-
bees do.
That's a fair point.
There is one adult in this entire party, and it's an elephant man.
I am technically an adult.
No.
There are several
You're
people
not
that
acting
are
like it.
adults. Just
I
not
said-
all of them are adults.
I said technically for a reason.
I would say there's a fair number of adults here. There's only one grown-up, though.
There you go. There's only one grown-up in this party. And he's an elephant man cop.
Elephant Man Cop. What's your name, Man Cop? Elephant Man Cop.
It's not the wind.
It's got the same energy as Janet from Good Place. And a cop, not a cop.
Yep.
And when last we left off, a group had stepped off in a huff. I'm forgetting which exact group it was, but it basically
It
had
was the
left.
teenagers.
Yes, the teenagers went off in a huff. With leaving Varush with Jasira,
Mhm.
the last person who would normally be expected to be able to comfort the Void Keeper, but
And
I feel like they had a moment.
did we?
No, Beans was off with the teenagers.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because
I thought we stayed for some reason.
Well, I mean, you stayed in the grand scheme of things, but not in the room
I did, but wait, where's Kendall?
with Coltarn and Till taking the Dust Runner and the sword,
Okay.
The
All right.
demon
Away.
blade. Right.
Got it. Okay.
which is why globally you
Demon
stayed,
blade,
but
demon
locally
blade.
you didn't.
Yes, got it. Sorry.
which I didn't put in the party notes.
Just all caps.
It's
Demon blade.
probably won't come up again.
It's specifically been referred to as a Hellblade. Or the Hellblade.
It is bad juju, is what it is.
Yeah, half the party is returning the thing, and the
Very
other
good.
half is waiting.
Treat that shit like spoiled milk and do not open the container.
I've specifically attached it to a dust runner that I'm going to be spending most of my next few days in the presence of trying to get it fixed up.
Yeah.
The problem with that, Cody, is like I said, like has already been stated, we don't have a lot of grown-ups in here, and the standard
Yeah.
grown-up response or non-grown-up response to sour milk is, "Oh, this is foul. Smell this."
Yeah. This is why he will not make that analogy nearby.
Hey, Coltarn's a grown up, he thinks.
Ollie, you were about to say something?
I was just gonna say, I believe at the end of last week, the teenagers were, hold on. I don't know.
You muted then unmuted yourself.
Yes, sorry. I believe at the end of last week, the teenagers were headed back to the guild hall.
To catch up with,
Wait,
the rest
yeah,
of us.
wherever
okay.
other
Mhm.
people were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like we had sped up to like, okay, the cops have gotten here and gotten their shit.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we'll be picking up with everyone meeting back up after everything has been gathered.
Does that mean we've
We'll
been
pick up.
paid?
Yes, I had established a payment for you, I believe, for what was going to be paid on completion. Did anyone write it down?
I don't think you had told us what it was.
You were going to and then didn't.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
We trust you to make it up again.
I can say with absolute confidence that if you did say, I did not write it down.
Oh yeah.
200,000 galactic credits. Here in my notes.
A piece.
The thing is, 200,000 galactic credits is like
More than we
200
have.
gold.
It's more than we have.
You have uncovered the reason I play characters with negative intelligence. It's so that I have an in-character reason not to write stuff down.
No, it's 20 gold. 200,000 galactic credits is 20 gold.
Oh
The
wow.
exchange rate is
I feel like it was in the
Bonkers.
market of 5,000 gold a piece, something around there.
That sounds right.
Back me up, back me up.
Sounds like what John wants for his weapons budget
I-
so that he can make shit.
I
Right?
have that number in
I
my
feel like
notes,
he's
too.
very specifically looked up some charts before.
Look, it does.
That was last week though. He's just got the totals just listed.
I mean, I do have the totals listed, but I also have the individual prices as well.
I believe the actual amount that I had intended to give you was 2,000 gold for the entire operation, because that's a significant amount for starting out just handling a small group of
Yeah.
funds.
Mhm. I would say that's definitely.
It's worth at least
Yep.
one crate of Altumbla.
And yeah, that's the thing, is like the fund is large because it's a significant import that is making a lot of money that needs
Uh-huh.
to be brought back.
Like, hey, we found all the cocaine. Would you like it back?
You're sure this is all of it? Yeah.
Definitely.
It's definitely all of it. It's definitely all of it. I don't know why you're asking. We got all of it.
I'm glad we all went.
And
to the
we
same
gave it back to you?
place. I'm glad we all went to exactly the same joke. It was great. It was perfect. We're in unison. We're in sync. We're acting like a team.
That's really good. I'm feeling this. You feeling this? I'm feeling this. Let's do this. Come on.
Love this energy. Love it.
Now to fuck it all up. All right, let's go.
Yes,
know
you
why,
are
but
you
I
are
feel like
paid you are
today's gonna
paid
be a really
2,000 you are paid
good
2,000 golds in credits.
A piece, right?
All right. Well, Coltarn and Kendall and Till are the ones who get back. So I assume we have a 3-person conversation of, so how are we going to handle these finances?
Well, no, we wouldn't. Varouche would be the one paid because he's the one the cops go to.
Oh, that's right. He went to the actual. Yep. Mhm.
'Cause
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Varouche.
Varouche is the one handed the discretionary fund of 2,000 gold credits.
Can't wait to introduce you guys to my new character. Ruth left with all the money. No.
It's a weird name for
Cool.
a character. Varush left with all the money.
Fantastic. He's been running a
It's
con this whole
tabaxi.
time.
He's a tabaxi. It's Varush took all the money.
Right.
I mean, I feel like it's not a con. Bruce just saw what happened. It was like,
yeah,
fuck
no.
this shit. I'm out.
And then we all get to point at Gideon and Bees and go, "Your fault."
I said we shouldn't take a cop.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Out. Yep. Yep.
No, he shows up.
I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here.
All right.
So, important question, William. Am I able to ascertain the location of a workshop within the Adventurers Guild?
Yes, there are facilities inside the Adventurers Guild for the use of anyone who needs them.
Cool. That's where I'm at, with Tolbar maintaining a menacing distance away from the Dust Runner, just in case.
Because this is on not a major void gate, but a relatively common one, like it's the one next to Nocturna and Gilgamesh Station, so it's popular, but not like near a capital city. You will be able to find a size 2 workshop.
Cool.
I remember. I actually do have the name of the station written down. It's Fornbjorn.
Yes.
Fornbjorn.
Oh, void gate Fornbjorn.
All right. Well,
We could also, well, yeah. If we're divvying up things, gather at the table, I guess, or a room.
Till's gonna pull Kendall aside very briefly and give her a diplomatic, broad strokes report on the general emotional state of 3 of the group members, and let her make her own decisions.
Okay.
What does that broad strokes
Yeah, I
explanation
feel like
look
I'm gonna need that explained.
Yeah. Because Kendall's reaction will depend significantly on what you tell her.
I know a person that'll give you diplomatic broad strokes if you pay him enough money.
Yeah, we know. Miss Fairchild, I feel like it's pertinent to bring to your attention that due to the stresses of the conflict, there were a couple of hurt feelings amongst the younger members of our group.
I know.
Do you need any details that I might be privy to?
I mean, I feel like that would be like not fair when I go and approach them if I've got all of your I know, it's fine. I'll deal with it.
All right, fair enough. And Till will sit back and see what happens.
And it's roughly about at that point, as you're turning around and trying to figure out where you're going to go say someone, that you feel your pendant begin to vibrate. And you hear a familiar fatherly voice in your head. Ah, my darling. It's lovely to
Hi,
see.
Daddy.
Lovely. I just wanted to reach out and say hello. How has your journey been going?
It's going really good. Everything's going great. We just have you ever heard of a thing called a Hellblade?
There's a slight pause.
Everything's
And-
going great. By the way,
There's
Have you heard
There's a
of
slight
thing
pause,
called
and that,
Satan's
like-
dick?
there's a slight pause, and that you know the tone of voice of like, hello, my beautiful daughter. I'm just like that sort of sing-songy
Right.
voice just goes away. It's a very flat. A what?
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
I've heard legends. Why?
So, like, we found it. It's okay though. It's okay because we got it. We got it to we're nobody else has it right now. We're gonna make sure nobody gets it and use it to like destroy the world or anything, universe or anything. It's all fine. How things there?
Behind Kendall, you just see like Varouche with the Hellblade chasing down Gideon.
They're
Demon
going
spawning.
perfectly fine. Business is continuing at a steady pace as usual. Could I ask you the slightest favor, darling?
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Could you
Anything,
hand the
Daddy.
could you hand the pendant over to Till for a moment so I can communicate with him directly?
Oh yeah, no problem. She takes it off, hands over. It's for you.
No, it's not.
Uh-huh. Daddy wants to talk.
Till turns about 3 shades lighter and then just holds out his hand. Do I have to put it on?
I
No, you
think
just
you
hold
can probably
it.
just hold it. You're fine.
Okay. So yeah, he'll take it.
You take it, and immediately, as soon as it leaves
I'm so
Kendall's
sorry.
hand, you just hear in your head, Till, I need you to explain to me what the fuck is going on.
Yes, sir. We followed your daughter's proclivities to Nocturna.
Mm-hmm.
Were confronted with a corpse that dropped out of nowhere. The local law enforcement advised us to take it to the Oracle, who lives on the planet. She
Oracle, really? Okay.
provided us a vision of, I believe, Sarheim, and the fact that we're apparently destined to stop some sort of demonic incursion. We are currently on the station near Void Gate Fonbier and found that shipments of Atumla were being stolen. I believe one of your ships made dock here and had its cargo taken by these thieves, who we tracked to their lair.
Which captain?
With Xanarim, sir.
Xanarim, yes. I'll get more information from him later.
But in recovering the shipment, they had a vault there, and there was a Hellblade inside, which is still sealed in whatever mechanism keeps it contained, but we extracted from the vault and is currently in our possession, where myself and a Void Keeper, who has made our acquaintance, are ensuring that nobody opens it.
Good. Because if that vault opens and it brings a demon down upon your group, there will be more than just consequences.
Understood, sir. Do you have any advice going forward? This was unanticipated, and in keeping your daughter safe, I would like to do the best job possible.
Oracle's given her destiny, which is a bad plan to go against it, all things considered. So you can hear the venom and the reluctance in his voice as he's saying this, like, we'll have to let the adventure continue. As much as I want to bring my darling home and make sure she is no longer anywhere near any of that, it would be a bad plan for everyone involved.
Understood.
You're going to need a ship.
And Till's like shoulders slightly relaxed for the first time since he grabbed the pendant. Any direction you have on that vector would be appreciated, sir.
I'm going to send you a ship that can't be traced back to me, which means it's not going to be an elven ship.
I'll make do.
In fact, I think it's going to be an orcish ship.
I'll make do.
I happen to know a captain who can get you where you want to go. And it's a spare ship, which means if he has to leave it with you, he'll be fine.
All right.
Wait there. Give it 8 hours for me to arrange the transport and maybe another 6 for him to arrive.
We'll remain on station, sir.
All right. I'll send you more information as soon as I have it.
Shall I give you back to your daughter?
Please.
Clink.
Right. So like I said, everything's fine. We're good.
Indeed. I'm just going to make sure that you've got suitable transport to make sure that you're able to get to where you need to go. I'll be arranging some conversations with some of my friends, and they'll get you something that's suitably adventurous for your needs.
Perfect. That sounds great. Thanks, Daddy.
Lovely talking to you.
You too. Love you.
There's a zzz as it stops vibrating.
So that was a good talk.
Bill checks his wings. Seems to be.
There's the sound of metal hitting the ground in the background as something
Question,
large falls off the dust runner.
Excellent. William, was that audible or was that all telepathic?
That was all telepathic.
Okay, all right. So Kendall and Till basically stood in the corner, handed a necklace back and forth a couple times, and didn't say anything as far as everybody else is concerned. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, your father's sending us a ship. Coltarn will be pleased.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go see if I can find a simulation pod or something.
Sounds good.
Let me know before you leave the bar, please.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Better plan. Don't leave the bar, please.
Fine.
Excellent. And Till's going to go and ask whoever runs this place if there's any sort of thing that he could use to try and brush up on standard Orcish ship piloting interfaces, basically.
There's a pilot sim for any pilot adventurers who need to keep their skills sharp while they're on the ground. So
Okay.
you can load up a variety of different standard interface types and
Cool.
get yourself reacquainted.
That's what he's going to do for the next hour and a half, probably.
The thing you sort of adjust yourself to Orcish ships, and remember they have a whole lot of punch, which means they will take off very quickly. All the guns are forward facing, and they're especially well designed for ramming.
Excellent. Good stuff. All right. Witness me.
Doesn't really turn on a dime, sounds like.
No, but
It turns other ships into dimes. That's what it does.
Right.
And you'll be hard pressed to find a better top speed.
Cool.
Yeah, but everyone knows the important part's the bottom speed.
You need to relax.
You have a condition.
All
I'm
right,
just
so
no selling as best I can.
Till's going to go, reacquaint himself and trust Kendall to take care of her own shit for the first
Your
time.
first mistake.
Well, gotta experiment sometime.
Does the Adventurers Guild here have the equivalent of like a quartermaster? Or is that like there's other shops that you just go to?
Yeah, you can find like a variety of different stuff. There are shops here that you can go to. You can get basic gear from the Adventurers Guild itself, which will have like most of your standard adventuring gear, most of your regular equipment.
I just wanted to, if the Adventurers Guild did, I was gonna sell them back 3 of the machine guns that we took.
I'm about to say,
Oh yeah,
how
they'll
much gold
buy
can
those
we,
off you.
How much gold can we get for the armory that we looted and didn't and aren't going to use all the weapons of?
Yeah, you can sell all the equipment back for half price to the Adventurers Guild.
Question.
Okay.
Before we do that.
I'm gonna keep the energy pike though.
Before we do that. As far as parts go for repairing and building dust runners, would we be able to get more value out of those weapons as like a parts exchange than just straight up selling them for gold?
You'd get more value out of selling them. They are not made of the right parts for being used in machines.
Okay, just want to check.
You'd have to reforge them into the pieces you need.
Would like to grind up these AK-47s and turn them into half of an Abrams tank.
How video games work.
Yeah.
I'm just checking. Never know.
Everything-
That's a valid question.
Also, I said parts exchange, not use them as parts.
Yeah.
Like, you give me, I give you 3 machine guns, you give me a truckload of scrap, kind of thing.
Oh, and I don't know how the workshops are rated, but sometimes there's a difference between a workshop and a foundry.
In
There
this,
definitely is.
in this particular
Or
case,
do any of that
only
though.
the category 2, I think there's a foundry in it.
Just head to the Adventurers Guild and meet back up with everybody.
I will, if we're going to actually meet up at some point, I will. If we're not meeting up in the workshop, I will leave Tolbarn to guard the Dust Runner, not because of the Dust Runner, but because of what's attached to its back right now.
So everybody's back in the Adventurers Guild now.
Sounds like it.
Awesome.
Got a payment and some extra supplies we could barter for.
Well, I finished my initial analysis of the Dust Runner. It's going to be fairly expensive to repair. It's in sort of a state of half construction at the moment, which means that we're going to need roughly. So what's the credit value per gold, William? Like one gold.
One credit is a copper.
1 credit is a copper, so 1 gold is 100 credits.
Yes.
So add another 2 zeros to this number, I guess.
Yes.
We're going to need roughly.
Oh no, sorry. You did get paid 200,000 credits. I was dividing by hundreds rather than tens. Yes, you did get paid 200,000 galactic credits.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roughly 165,000 credits to finish repairing this Dust Runner.
Well, that's probably going to take a while to acquire.
Yes, we have to hang it up wherever we end up going. You can stay here for now, but
Is it worth bringing along, or do we?
well, there's already 165,000 credits worth of parts on it. So
All right.
yes, it's worth bringing along. At the very least, as a platform for future upgrades and construction. And at the worst, as a armored. At the worst, it's an armored gun platform, which I'm sure someone can make use of.
So, has there been any news since we've been back? Anything that I've missed?
We have a ship incoming, courtesy of
Really?
That's
Miss Fairchild's father.
wondering how we manage that.
Seems fortuitous.
Mistle gives a tiny snort.
Or are we back? We're back
Yeah,
with
that's-
everybody else.
I-
Okay.
Mhm. We're back.
Yeah, everybody's back in the bar now.
Or in the area, at least. Not necessarily
Yeah.
in the same
Well, yeah.
room.
Mhm. So that's at least one leg of logistics
Well,
handled.
though,
Did Janya say anything about further steps beyond here? She told us we'd find our first ally on the station here, but that I think felt like sort of a single breadcrumb, and then
yes, no, we have basically nothing else to go on right now.
all right, well, I'm sure what we found isn't going to have consequences further down the line.
We could, if the Void Elf flotilla had what we discovered in their possession, if we look for them, we could find out where they got it. And if we find out where they got it, we may have an idea of at least a general area of perhaps where this individual we're supposed to be on the lookout. Some information on them may be back there, or they may have some. We could look for the flotilla.
I assume they'll want it back, though.
I'm slightly.
Does that mean the Cambrian is our new ally?
Seems to be.
No.
Well, depends on your definition of ally. Though I'm slightly more concerned that the blade is the reason why a dragon attacked the flotilla in the first place.
We're assuming that's the reason, but
Before I respond the way I want to respond in character, Bees didn't hear that, right? The first time? That was after Bees had left that you got that information?
the flotilla.
Yeah, about that was all
No,
after
that was
Bees
while
gone, right?
that was while we were interrogating the
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
okay.
Bees would have been
Alright.
back for that,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Bees was-
no, because you had the zone of truth.
Yeah,
You
that's when
as
I was
well.
yeah, that's when the bees were on the
Yeah,
eyeballs.
You were on their eyes when we learned this information.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, we don't know for certain, no, but the ship that had it on it was destroyed in the attack.
Exactly.
Seemed of all the ships in the flotilla, kind of thing.
We want to fly the new ship.
You have to learn how to fly a ship, Bees.
Okay. We know.
Do you?
You know that you need to learn.
Yes.
Pat on the shoulder.
Anyways. But yes, we don't really have much to do at the moment. I mean, having a ship is nice, but we don't have anywhere to go unless we want to pursue this. Unless anyone
We
has
also
any
spend
other
a few
ideas.
days. We could also spend a few days and see if there's any information on the darkest or farthest parts of the Galnet. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Can we send money?
Send money?
Yeah, Gideon and us want to send money back to Gideon's mom's.
Ah, yes.
It's nice.
And split up this. Everybody can get 333 gold.
Now I've got 334 gold.
I will mechanically I think I'll just take it. But Bees is just giving it to Gideon or just letting Gideon collect it.
Mhm.
You just see him pull out one cred stick and then jab several smaller cred sticks into the big one and pass them out.
Ace chain.
Should I just take both of ours and then I can remember to give it to Gideon next week?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mark down
666
your
gold.
stuff for Gideon.
Oh yeah.
This one's the party fund. These ones are individual funds.
Well, that's reasonably generous. As Till vastly undersells the fact that this is about 100 times as much money as he's ever seen in his life.
Chill.
Can we make an insight check on Till to try to read that? Ho
I'm fine with it, sure.
Think
Woo!
more.
Yeah, you can probably tell he's kind of shocked by that quantity of funds.
Till, what's wrong? Is that not enough money?
No, it's fine.
What's wrong? Oh, is it different money?
You'll find that in the galaxy, there's lots of different types of money, Bees.
It doesn't smell as good as the money back home.
No? What's the money back home smell like?
Swamp.
Makes sense.
Till, could I see your pistols?
Which ones?
The ones that you use to shoot people with.
Like 4 guns come out on the table that you can, Coltarn would be able to tell, have been scavenged over the last, 72 hours from various people we've killed.
Are they all the same kind, or are there two that
No, so he's got 2 pistols and 1 heavy, actually he's got 3. Yeah, two standard pistols and 1 heavy revolver.
Okay. So sort of pulls a couple of them over to him, looks at the quality. Do you feel best using 1 or 2?
Equally.
Now, if you'd like, I could put some modifications into these. It would take a little bit of time, but could make them a little bit more comfortable in your grip. And
he spins the heavy revolver over the table towards you. I'm going to be working with that one primarily.
Takes it, slides the other 2 back. Also, for anyone else, if you have any weapons you would like modified, I can do a few things.
Like what?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, Bees. But for instance, this, he says as he holds up the pistol. And William, can I just, do you need me to actually do like shopping for the stuff, or can I just trade like money for parts kind of thing?
Yeah, when you're on a major city, you can just trade money for parts.
All right, cool. So I'm just gonna assume
If you're away from like major supply lines, then you might need to go shopping around. But for the most part, when you are at a void gate, especially, you can trade money for parts.
Cool. So I'm just gonna dump some of the money that I just got into this gun for Till, because it's what I do. And he begins to he pulls out a series of tools, puts them on the table as he's having this conversation with you, and begins to take apart this gun. As I do, I am going to be I'm going to be lightening the frame. And so you sort of watch as he begins to take off bits and pieces of the side plating of the gun, and then pulls out what looks like a fairly heavy duty file, and begins sort of grinding away aspects of the not well put together but still was previously solid barrel. Pulls out a few other bits and pieces that he attaches onto it that seem like much shinier, much newer pieces of tech and hardware. I'm going to, as I'm doing this, Till, do you often find yourself needing to conceal these?
I haven't recently, but it couldn't hurt, I suppose.
And what's your martial arts die? Where's it capped at right now?
Right now it's a D8.
D8. Okay, so yeah,
no, sorry, a D6.
D6. Okay, so yeah, this won't hurt it anymore then. Well, this wouldn't be something I would do for everyone, but I feel like you'd be able to make use of it the best. As he then begins to saw off half of the barrel of the heavy revolver with a plasma torch. He attaches a few additional things to it. He polishes down the grip to where it's more in line, because the grip as it was is definitely more for a more humanoid elf or human hand, considering that specifically there were human and void elf bandits we were fighting. So he sort of shapes it down to where it's a lot more lighter weight and more conforms to a avian grip.
Dope.
For the comfort grip.
As this is happening, the bees, which were sort of going out watching with interest, are sort of slowly withdrawing back into the hive.
Um,
Did bees get bored?
No, bees was gonna ask whatever cool thing that Coltarn was gonna do was gonna, it's gonna ask if he could do it to their stingers.
Yeah,
But
no.
Now doesn't want it, doesn't want it anymore.
so yeah, so I expand. I add another cylinder. I add another cylinder to the revolver barrel, and also add a small magical reflex sight that will basically, as you raise it to aim, will raise a small blue pearl of light just above the what would normally be the iron sights to give you a much more accurate point to aim at. And also add some venting flares. Add some venting flares into the what remains of the snub-nosed barrel, in order to let it off gas to the sides more than the back to reduce the kickback. So I spend 180 gold on parts, and now your heavy revolver has its maximum range reduced by 100.
Okay.
Has its reload value increased by 1.
Cool.
Has the concealed quality, which is it gets has a concealed quality and also has a +4 bonus to sleight of hand checks to hide the weapon. Is 5 pounds lighter. Has its damage dice reduced 2 steps, so it goes from a D8. It goes from a D8 to a D4, but it doesn't matter for you because you're a monk.
It'll at least it'll just be a D6. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And it gains 1, 2, 3, 4, and it gains +4 on attack rolls with it, so long as you are in close range, +3 on attack rolls if it's in long range.
Okay. Yep, that's a heck of a gun, especially at level 5.
Finishes doing that, and by the time he's finished doing it, basically what was sort of like the what I imagine was like sort of the slightly dinged and rusty metal with sort of like plastic wrapped handle grip, slides it back to you. It is a significantly lighter weapon, and it is now sort of like a chrome a chrome Magitech feel to it, with a still a plastic grip, but a much more smoothly polished plastic grip that feels a lot better in your hands, and seems like it's designed to accommodate the length of your fingers and the amount of weight that you're more ideally designed to carry.
Yeah, Till will scoop it up, check to make sure it's not currently loaded. Flip it back and forth, spin it from palm to palm.
And it's like
excellent.
Carries one more round before you need to reload it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
spins the chamber.
With available parts and some credits, I'm able to modify most everybody's weapons in this sort of fashion, if anyone would like things like that. Now,
all right,
this one is more of an accurate piece as opposed to what I could do with something larger, as give it more kick. But for you, I figured accuracy and lightness would be more valuable.
It certainly does.
What was that, Craig?
Does it have Magitech ammo? You know, chung chung, chung chung. That is a very, very old Final Fantasy VI joke.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
We're doing a show. I don't want to slow the pace down. It's worth the 5-minute explanation it would take. Let's just move on.
All right.
No, somebody say something. Move past the dead joke.
Sorry, I was coming up with a name for that pattern. Hang on.
So, do we have any idea when this ship is going to be arriving? We can try to gather some more information while we wait for it. He says, looking at Till.
Number of hours. We've got
Ah,
a bit of time, and the captain will apparently be reaching out to Miss Fairchild, I believe, upon arrival.
So yeah, Till now has the first Fierstall pattern pistol.
How do you spell that?
It's in chat.
Okay.
It's in Roll20,
Okay.
which I've determined is dwarven for steal the weight of a feather.
Nice.
Fierstall. Well then, we have we have an item that we should research, particularly if we want to get rid of it and keep it from falling into the hands of anyone else. We still could use some more credits if anyone wants to find jobs.
well,
I don't know that we'll be able to complete jobs within the next 24 hours, but if you can find something short term before the
Well, also we don't necessarily
vessel arrives.
don't necessarily need to leave immediately. Yes, it's good, probably imperative that we keep this thing moving, but it's been here for a while.
Well, I'm going to take a bit of a rest because I don't know about the rest of you, but I got beat up a little bit by a lightning bolt from a void elf.
Rouge just looks down at the scorched ceramic scorch mark on his chest.
This is where we all looked at.
That does sound like a good idea.
Mistel is going to get food, and she will leave the group without saying anything.
Are
Is
you
she trying to sneak off? Yeah.
No, she's simply just leaving without saying anything.
Apparently, Bees is.
No, bees are just will just sort of turn and follow.
Okay.
Where are we going?
I'm going to get food.
Okay, let's go.
Before they leave, Coltarn is flipping through his journal to finish writing down some notes about the thing he just did. Looks down. Looks up. Bees, when did you steal paper from my journal?
Well, I can't hear you getting food. Bye.
I finally used my journal enough to get to where that note was. I was keeping track.
There's the note that just says like I owe you one paper, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Written in wax. Or it's just a picture of bees, right?
It was the paper that
was
you
gonna say-
tried to use to show that you had like driver's license or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. It's just a picture. Oh, that's right. No, we tore it out. Never mind.
Yeah, because you tore it out and it's just a picture of bees now.
Yeah. That's what a license is.
Yeah, just a picture of bees. That's all a
Mine
license
is.
has ever been.
Before I get up and go rest as well, I'm just gonna let everybody that's still there know. I have a few more questions that I thought of since we turned over those individuals from the compound. I'll probably stop by and ask them tomorrow if anybody wants to come with and has more questions of their own. Just letting you know where I'll be for a bit tomorrow.
Oh, I don't have any more questions, but I appreciate the information.
What floor? Wait, do we have rooms here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That we paid for? Okay. What floor are those on?
Probably second floor.
Okay. Till's going to actually look around and see what Kendall's doing.
Kendall, you left Kendall somewhere else. She hasn't been in this room. I thought.
I thought we were all in the
Well,
bar.
we were
still.
all at the guild. We weren't necessarily all at the bar.
Yeah, I'm not in that
Okay.
because you were like, I'm gonna leave you to do your thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys have been talking. So she's
Okay.
somewhere else right now.
All right. Till's gonna go find Kendall then, wherever she's at.
Honestly, probably in the same room. Not like standing in the exact. She froze. That
Right.
whole thing. No, she's sitting somewhere wherever. I'm assuming it was like their room or something. She's sitting down,
Okay.
flipping through a book. Hey, stop.
Till will, if she wasn't there, then Till will have grabbed her money and just
Okay.
he'll hand over your side. We got paid.
Oh, okay.
So this is yours.
Is that a lot?
For me.
It doesn't look like it. Okay, fair enough.
What's this enough for like a banana?
Right? She's not going to say
It's a
that. But that
banana,
is
Till. What could it
absolutely
cost?
she was thinking.
$10? Right. Yeah.
One banana. What could it cost? 10 platinum?
Cool. Put it away.
Varouge is going to go back to the Void Keepers at some point because he thought of a few more questions to ask and left an open invitation if anybody wants to do that. Mistel's off getting food with bees.
Okay.
Coltarn fixed my gun into something kind of fantastic, and I think the Dust Runner is his new best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most of us are going to get a rest to recover from, all the lightning and stuff.
Yeah, I still don't. I don't remember any lightning, but okay.
It was you asked if we were doing all right, and I said yes, and then lightning happened, and then you showed up afterwards.
Right. Well, you told me to stay in one place.
And I appreciate you doing that.
Okay.
Your father is scary.
Oh, he's not that bad.
To you. Please bear that in mind. He's not scary to you because he's your father. To normal people, he's scary, all right?
I don't know why. I mean, yes, okay. For his business stuff, he can put on this scary face. I've certainly seen that before. But I mean, that's
there's
just
something
the
inherently
face.
intimidating about a man who can buy and sell your entire life without it being an issue.
And there's just this blink of like, I don't understand, but don't worry, he's fine. Like if he was angry, you definitely know
it. Right. That's what's the scary part.
Wait,
there's something much safer about someone who gets angry, but it's not an issue.
No.
Is there anybody you know who, if they got angry, it wouldn't really affect you one way or another?
I mean, somebody I know personally or just in general?
Or just in general, sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Right. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to make them angry, right?
Right.
Your father is the sort of person that I have to worry every minute of every day if I'm going to make him angry. Just a
Well,
little comparing. I'm tired. Pay me no
I-
mind.
No, it's good. You're fine. You're fine. So I guess the answer is make him think. We make him think. There's never any reason for him to be angry.
Exactly. Till's just gonna leave it there. that's a good enough conclusion for him. He's happy with that.
So we will be lying to my father going forward.
I mean, it'd be easiest if that sort of conclusion was not something we had to lie in order to, be plausible. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna go sleep, I think, for a bit.
Okay.
Wake me up if you need anything.
Okay, of course.
And that's what Till's gonna go do.
Yep.
I feel like there's lots of secret messaging going on right now, so I'm going to be a voice in the darkness.
Well, that's actually just me doing something like unrelated to the game right now. But I also had to type up the ship that you're going to be dealing with soon. So
dealing with soon. Yeah,
That sounds ominous.
it does. I'm going to repair Tolbar a bit and leave him to guard while I go to my room and pass out.
Mistel will get food, which her definition is a large tray of cakes and sweets, and go to her room, I'm assuming with bees.
Yeah, bees will get if
It's a
they've got sugar
charcuterie
water or
dessert
meat
board.
or whatever, or yeah, if they got a
Yeah.
charcuterie. Heck, they don't call wasps meat bees for nothing. It's true and horrible.
Oh yeah.
So I would assume that the Gideon's with us.
I'm assuming.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm as okay as I was the last time you asked.
Okay.
I think I need to avoid Kindle right now.
That's a good idea. We don't want to see her either.
I don't think I'm mad at her, but I don't want to make anything worse right now. So
You didn't make anything worse. Till said they did what they did because they're stupid, like a larva.
I don't think that's what Till meant.
Okay.
I think I just need some time. And definitely time to rest. With you, though. I like you, bees.
We like you too. Do you want to talk about sort of buzzing for a second? How Kendall is stupid?
I don't think she's stupid.
Okay.
But if you want to talk about that, I won't discourage you.
No. It's okay. Do you want to talk about different flowers?
Sure. We can
Okay.
talk about flowers.
and thus bees enters into idle banter.
Yeah. One time we tasted a flower and it looked like this and it tasted like this. And then another time we tasted a flower and it was in the swamp and it was wet. And then something came out and tried to eat us. And then another time we found another flower, and those are our favorite flowers, and they grow on vines, and you have to watch out for them because some of them aren't flowers. They're animals that will eat some of us, but then we learn how to eat them. And then we really like those flowers and those animals. That's like double lunch. And it will keep going, occasionally stopping to say, almost as if reciting from memory. And what kind of flowers do you like? And pausing briefly for Mistle to say something.
During all of this, like Mistle is listening and amused, but a part of her is also kind of distant and not quite as bubbly as she normally is.
Let's see if I pick up on that. I think so. With a 21.
Yeah, probably.
Yep, definitely.
Bees will eventually sort of quiet down. And then eventually say, do you just want to sleep? We can watch the door.
Sleeping would be nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll watch the door. Some of us are awake all the time.
Thank you, Bees.
Okay. The at this point where I would assume back in the room, at this point the hive armor just sort of collapses and sort of slumps over, and most of the bees swarm into it, but some of them come out and just start sort of lazily swooping around the room.
Mistle will just curl up on a pillow and fall asleep.
Meanwhile, those who are still downstairs, is everyone just getting rest right now, or is there anything else that needs to happen for the next few hours? I know Varush needs to go talk to the captain of the Void Keepers here.
Oh, I thought he was
yeah.
resting first.
Yeah, I was gonna rest first.
Okay, so
We're all
resting
resting.
first there.
Yeah, I think we're all resting.
You can all get a long rest in.
Yay, spell slots. My
Yay.
friends.
Hit points, my friend.
I have so few of you. Did I update my hit points? Hang on. 1, 2, 3.
I'm up to 54.
Paladins, I believe their spell casting is like clerics, where you get the whole list, but you can only prepare.
Yeah, you can only
Okay.
prepare a certain number.
That's what I'm changing one of my first level spells out.
Rangers are the only half casters that don't follow their full caster, because for some reason they wanted to gimp Rangers by giving them a limited number of spells now.
Let's see. I'm gonna swap out Searing Smite for command.
I'm swapping out of the long rest. I'm going to swap out Tasha's Caustic Brew because it has done nothing so far. With Elemental Blade.
All right.
And then I'll head over to Void Keepers.
Oh, and I'm also swapping out Finger Guns for Diamond Edge.
Before Varouge heads out, Till's going to sort of try and check and see if Kendall specifically, but if it looks like anybody else is going to go along.
No, I don't think so. Not for going to talk to that.
What is Mistle doing? Is Mistle gonna go?
This is after she rests.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
She's not really going to be around a bunch of people right now.
Also, at the end of my long rest, I'm swapping my repeating shot to the heavy revolver that I've got. And I am, unfortunately, deactivating the enhanced weapon on Mistel's short sword. So, Mistel, your short sword is no longer a +1 short sword. And I'm going to be creating an armor of magical strength.
Wait, it's no longer +1?
Yeah, it's no longer +1. The infusion
Why you
falls
hit
off
me?
because because I'm weak. I'm creating armor of
I
magical
very
strength.
much appreciate that entire exchange.
And I can only have 2 infusions right now.
I see how it is. It's fine.
Look, battlesmiths really primarily use their infusions on themselves.
So, as Varush heads out to speak with the Void Keepers, is anyone going with them?
I'm going to stay behind because I don't want to leave the demon blade defended by only Tolbar.
Okay.
That's all right. It was just going to be a couple questions. It wasn't going to be long.
So after Varush leaves, out of the back office comes Karos, who finds the group of you that remain, probably speaking directly to Till.
Now, Kendall would be there because wherever Till's at,
Yes.
that's probably where Kendall is.
Yeah,
so
no, Kendall is there.
probably finding the two of you. All right, Dust Knights. I've received some information that might be relevant for you.
My
Okay.
favorite type of information.
Well, first off, I have received a notice that you've got a ship incoming.
Uh-huh.
You've got the Gulnaj Wulkir coming in, piloted by Captain Zeph Nash.
Till will remember this. Jack will need notes.
Yep.
I don't have the Orcish document open in front of me, so I don't know what that means. But Coltarn does.
Cool. Excellent.
Gulnash Wulkir. Zephnash. These are words.
Or because Coltarn speaks Orcish. The Gulnash Wulkir would be the metal beast of Wulkir, which is the Orcish homeworld.
Ah,
And the captain is Captain Zeph Nash, which is a name, but if you wanted to
Right.
translate the name as individual words, Zeph Nash would be the unbreakable fang.
gotcha.
He's badass. Cool.
No, he's got metal dentures.
Oh, okay. He's bitey. I like it.
He's just got a really fancy grill. That's why he's got the name.
Hey, man. Do your thing. Live your best life. We're not gonna dull your sparkle cap. Well, that's good news.
And as far as your mission goes, aside from protecting the artifact that you located, which will be relevant,
Yep.
I'm not going to ask how you know about that because it seems like you know about everything. I'm just
It's
going to
sitting in
comment
their
on it.
It's sitting in their living room. They probably know about it.
Sitting in a workshop.
you did-
wrapped
you
up
did-
in
you did-
tarps and sealed away.
you did bring it into my guild house. I don't know if you expect that a tarp is going to stop me from identifying things that get brought into my guild house. But aside from that, you're going to want to keep it moving, but you're also going to need to accrue strength. Because if you're going to be destined heroes, you need to actually be able to fulfill your destiny and not die. There's a variety of ways you can earn that kind of strength. You can go hunting for artifacts. You can seek great battles. You can make yourselves heroes and gain allies, make friends with the galaxy. What are your thoughts on where you want to go?
I mean, I usually just ask my dad. But in this case,
Where would the primary? Oh, go ahead, Jeremy. I didn't know.
no, you're good.
I didn't know if you were done talking or not. Because
No, you're good.
where would this is a question for the GM? Where would the primary location of worshippers of soul be?
Anywhere there's a major city, primarily. Like you'll find soul worshippers all over the galaxy.
Like if in as for an equivocation on Earth, if I were to look for Christians, I would go to Rome, like that kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, but similarly, you'll find Christians literally everywhere.
I understand that, but that's what I'm talking about, like a bastion of this is where there are lots of people that particularly practice this faith or follow this deity in this case, as opposed to just the various bits and pieces that are everywhere.
What would be considered the strongest bastion of the worship of Sol would be what is colloquially known as the Star City, which is a massive artificial planet built entirely, constructed as an edifice to Sol that orbits the galactic core.
So it's in the middle of the divide.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at the minimum safe distance around the galactic core, basically.
Okay. Well, if I was looking for a place to find inspiration for how to remove an artifact such as that from existence, I would think. What was it, the Star City? The
Star City.
Yeah.
It's literally the Star City.
I would think the Star City would be a good place to visit at the very least.
You can certainly find an amount of people there with a wide variety of knowledge.
That's just an idea, I say as I look at the others.
But I've got potential leads for you based on what you want to do. Do you want to find magical artifacts to enhance yourselves? Do you want to get combat experience, or do you want to find people in need of help?
Is it called Soul because it's near a star?
Sol is the name of a deity.
Oh,
It's a very big, bright dragon.
The dragon goddess of time and order.
what's a deity?
Oh,
It's a very good question, Bees.
I got a 4 on my religion.
In fact, some may say it's the ultimate question, Bees.
Okay. Does that mean I did good?
It's a very good question to ask, Bees.
Okay.
I'm not really equipped to get into matters of theology with you right now, Bees, but
Who's that?
Theology, I don't know her.
and that's why I'm not equipped for it. But yes, based on what you want to do, I can provide you with some more specific advice and potential leads. You are muted, Holly.
Sorry. Quietly, Mr. will say, I want to help people.
Yeah.
I want to not, or we want to not be killed by demons.
Don't we all?
I think so. I think that's why we're here. We think so. We think that's why we're here. Sorry.
Well, in that regard, if you're looking for a altruistic mission, the world of Severinus very recently has been reinstated to the galactic scene after a long period of time being separated from all that exists.
Wait, what?
There's a world not too far from here in the galactic scale, known as Severinus, that has, until a few months ago, been completely off the galactic grid,
Okay.
separated by a combination of a totalitarian regime owning the world and a surprisingly thick environmental atmosphere that tends to trap radio signals in and prevent good view of the outside world. They've very recently been liberated by another group of adventurers from said tyrannical reign. But they're still dealing with problems. Said empire was a known factor of demonology. And there's still quite a bit of their creations running amok, and the newly established government could probably use some veteran adventurers to bring relevant supplies that I could provide you and shut down what remains of the old empire's demon crafting ordeals.
I feel like that would require you to have some veteran adventurers.
Or some who need to be veterans rather quickly.
Well, doesn't sound like one for us. Sorry.
Well,
But if you want to help people, the people of Severinus are sorely in need of help.
Oh, okay. Mister, that's what you wanted, right?
Yes.
Do you want to do this one?
It depends on what the rest of the group wants.
seems
It
as
sounds good.
seems as fine a job to as any.
And even if Farouche isn't here, it feels like that's kind of right up his alley, too.
What does it pay?
I'll be giving you a adventurous stipend of 3,000 gold credits to start out and get you going, along with the variety of supplies that you'll be delivering. The individuals there have not much in the way of galactic currency, having been separated from the galactic scene for a long time, but a variety of mystical arts and potential advanced technology from long ago that has been located there that might be of use to you.
And where is this exactly?
About 12,000 light years anti-spinward.
All
I can
right.
provide the exact coordinates.
Seems the right direction to me.
Not to mention, these individuals being involved with demonic activity might have some clues about what was going on, because while we haven't been able to contact that world for centuries, the forces of Zarheim have had their hand there the entire time.
Can we leave the demon sword with you?
You missed
That
the,
seems
No.
like a bad plan.
you missed the opening volley of should probably keep it moving, please.
Okay. Could someone else keep it moving?
No.
Okay.
It's our job now, bees.
Okay. Bees are sort of slowly getting quieter and mostly receding into the hive armor.
William, with my previous nature roll on bees notwithstanding, um, could I make another nature roll to see if I know of what might be a calming scent to bees? Something like an anxiety soothing smell?
Sure.
Let's see if I can roll better this time with my massive brain.
Can I argue that that Coltorn should get advantage because Bees has been talking a lot about smells recently?
Sure.
Yeah. Would that be a nature roll or what?
That'd be a nature roll, yeah.
12.
I mean, 12's enough. You can remember some specific flowers that Bees has mentioned that it enjoys the scent of, and probably like sugars in general. Humid air, so warm air flow with decent water content.
Swampy smells. Methane's a
Yeah.
big plus.
So having hearing Bees' reluctance to be near the sword, it's understandable. Very quickly pull out some bits and pieces and piece together what looks almost like if you made a oh god, I can't think of the name of the particular type of vial, but like the kind of vial that you like store blood samples and things in. Looks like a miniaturized mechanical vial, like if you were to take like an eyedropper and turn it into a vial instead of an eyedropper.
Mhm.
Made of various bits of technology with a button on top of it and a few different gaskets. And the button is intentionally very like brightly colored in comparison to the rest of it to be a thing that's very obvious. That would very obviously entice somebody to press it. And as I finish putting this together, sort of hold it up. Bees, would you try something out for me?
Okay.
And I'll hold this out toward Bees.
What does the other end of it look like without the button?
Like it looks like a vial, but like if the vial was didn't have a hole, didn't have an opening, and just a button on top.
Yeah, but the bottom side it's
Like
just rounded.
Yeah, smooth and rounded.
Okay. All right. So a small group of the torch bees, the mage hand, essentially come out and will surround it. What do we do?
Just take it back to you and press that button on top.
Okay. They start to move and then they stop. Wait, does this explode?
No,
Do you promise?
I promise.
Okay. They fly it all the way back. And then we'll push the button.
Whatever scent Bees finds particularly anxiety reducing. It just sort of like when you hit the button, several gaskets along the side of it just open and release an invisible, just an invisible puff of air from all around it, and it is a smell that is designed to reduce anxiety in bees.
Oh, that's nice.
And Bees, make another charisma saving throw for me.
There's just sort
Or
of a
be
contented,
banished.
there's a contented buzzing.
I just went with
I'm
the
gonna be
first spell
banished.
I know of that requires a charisma save.
Zone of truth.
That was-
14.
So, as much as you don't like the presence of the sword, there is something in you that rails against the idea of anyone else getting their hands on it. You're not certain what it comes from, but there's something in you that says that sword needs to be protected from anyone who would want to use it.
Okay.
And you don't know if you trust anyone else to do that.
Colton, does this do this every time we push the button?
Every time. It's self-refilling.
Yay, we're keeping it. It disappears inside the armor. And there's just sort of a content again, just like but multiplied. And the bees that are still outside are just sort of making little loops. And then they say, okay, we'll take it with us. But nobody touch it.
That's the plan.
Okay.
But with that established, and with what seems like your next destination in mind, we're going to take a quick break.
When we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do. And also please stay tuned for these commercial messages. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story.
Dinosaur story.
So we
That,
return.
that's the secret. We need to beat him to the punch every single time, so we rob him
But he didn't.
of the
though.
ability.
You got to be faster.
No,
than
I
that.
know, but we have a
We're
plan
gonna have
going
to be,
forward.
but now we have a right. We have 60% of a plan.
The trick is that now I'm just convincing you to do my job for me.
Some Pavlovian response.
Have a plan, John.
It's gonna get to the point where I say we're back and all of you go a dinosaur story.
A dinosaur story.
Right.
And I
And
realize
also with
this
you.
means you won. And I'm okay with that because you winning means we're denying you saying a dinosaur story, so we also win.
Sounds good to me, Jeremy.
Everybody wins.
Yes, everybody wins.
Everybody wins except I win
Except
the
the
most.
audience.
But do you? Do you really?
I win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Each of you only win once. Anyways.
But, as we were.
Anyway,
come back.
I feel like Baruch was going to go ask some cops something.
Yes. So with picking up with Varush as he heads back to the Void Keepers, as you start to walk your way across, you're not 100 feet out from the Adventurers Guild house before Jasira is walking along at your shoulder.
I do that and look over. Fuck. The Dwight thing. Yeah. Hello.
Hi. I'm coming with you when you leave.
Just quietly. We'll need to talk it over with my party members. But why?
He kind of pauses for a second and like inhales. Because my mother made that sword.
Meanwhile, back in the building, the sword goes, "Mother may die." You can continue.
All right, that's helpful to know. And what are your plans once you're on our ship?
Stop that sword from doing what it wants to do.
Insight check. Fuck. I have an inspiration.
Go for it.
That was a natural 1 for everybody at home.
Yep.
23. That's
There
a
you
lot
go.
better.
Significantly.
With her 22, you pick up a sincerity born of vehemence. Like, there is a hate in her for that sword and what it represents for her and her family and her history. You don't think that you can imagine someone despising an inanimate object more than Jasira seems to despise that sword. And you do not think she's lying.
All right. Just make a mental note of that. All right. Can work with that. And is it just going to be you?
If you need the help of my people, I can provide it, but it only needs to be me.
Well, I've got no problem then. Here to join us for a while. Can ask them on the way back or when we return. They're at the Adventurers Guild, I'm sure you noticed.
Mhm.
I'm going to pay our friends a visit from the other day. One last
Fair enough.
before we leave. Welcome to join me.
Well, you seem kind of lonely walking all by yourself.
Not too bad.
Let's go. And she just sort of falls in step next to you.
All right. So yeah, head to the Void Gate or Void Keeper's office and ask after Rindar and Hunameth.
So you make it back, and the captain, you are acknowledged by the captain as you enter, who, like, you tell them who you're looking for. All right. Have you got any held up questions? I can go ahead and show you to them.
Yes, just a pair that I hadn't thought of until afterwards sometime. Should just take a couple moments. It's fine if they're in the same room. Actually, it might work a little bit better.
All right. I'll put them in an interrogation room for you.
I'll leave. Yeah, I'll leave my weapons. Oh, I didn't come here with any weapons, actually. I'll say that. So, they don't need to be cuffed. You can uncuff them once they're inside the room.
All right. I'll have a guard stationed at the door, though.
That's fine.
Good luck. Give me 5 minutes.
I'll wait.
A few minutes go by, and eventually you're given the signal that you're clear to go in.
All right, I go inside. Good morning, friends.
The two void elves look up from the table they're seated at. You again.
Me again. And as I lean forward on one of the chairs, I'll cast Zone of Truth again in the room.
They don't even try.
Yeah. Mark that off. 2 questions for each of you.
All right.
What was the last sector that your ship was in when it was attacked?
And the Hanameth speaks up. Probably halfway between Invara and the Coalition territory.
Invara's over here, isn't it?
It's over here.
Or am I not looking?
Invara's on this end of the divide. I'm on the GM layer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're on the GM layer.
I don't see shit, man.
I'm scrolling up and down. I don't see shit. Okay. All right.
Invara's right here.
Okay. All right. And perhaps the most important question, especially seeing as where you're sitting right now, is your flotilla in direct contact or under patronage of a fiend, devil, or other malicious extraplanar entity?
No, both of them say at once, sort of like, why the hell would you assume that?
Not assuming anything, just asking. All right, then. Well, if I run into your flotilla at any point, I'll give them your locations. That is all I had for you. walk over to the door, open it up, enjoy your stay, and then I'll leave and go back. Unless they have something on the way out.
Nope.
All right.
They look more confused than anything.
All right. But yeah, I'll head back to the Adventurers Guild.
Got everything you're looking for? The captain says as you exit.
Yes. I just had a last minute thought before I fell asleep last night and figured I'd ask. But playing over some details. I got what I needed.
Fair enough. We'll detain them for a little while. Void elves are a diplomatic nightmare, though. Their flotillas get real uppity if you hold them on. If you hold on to them for too long, they like to do justice their way.
Yes, I let them know that if I ran into the flotilla, I'd let them know. But I'll let you handle, since it's your job.
Yeah, it is. Good luck on your task.
Yes, I will be leaving the station soon. So if you need to get a hold of us for if you have any new information or gather any new information, you can reach me on my communicator.
I appreciate it. I'll be in touch if I need anything or if anything new comes up.
We'll try our best to make ourselves available should the need arise. And I'll head out.
And I'm assuming that by you're about to leave, you mean you're the ones that are on that ship that just got an emergency charter for landing about 5 minutes ago.
Did they tell me the name of the ship?
Yeah, the Nash will. Oh no, sorry, you did not get the name. You didn't get it
Yeah.
because you left before Karos walked in.
Possibly. I'm not familiar with. I don't know the name of the ship that's coming in. I just know that one was coming in short notice.
Oh, the Nash Volkir just pulled in under Captain Zeph Nash. So if that's your ship, they're about to be here.
Then I should hurry. But yes, that sounds vaguely. That's probably our ship. I have no idea how this is connected, but yes.
You make your way back.
Yeah. He doesn't know what shell companies Fairchild runs things through.
Yeah.
You get back. By the way, Varouche, we've had a ship coming in. It's called the Golden National Kier.
It's here.
Yeah, I just saw him pulling up on the way.
Yeah.
The valet just took the keys.
My communicator went off that it said Uber's here.
I didn't order an Uber. I was very confused. This isn't my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, you make it back.
Why is there blood in the booth?
So yeah, I come back and Jasir's in tow.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Hi.
She expressed some interest that she'd like to leave on the ship with us, and I'm not entirely against the idea, but it's not just my
I
decision.
walk up. I get up
Fine by
away from
me.
the table. I walk up to Varouche. And
You
I'm
can't
going to
check
do an
my
insight check on him. Because I want to know if he's being mind controlled right now.
Oh, the thing that Cambians are kind of
Known for?
yeah.
I mean, I'm mostly that. I don't know if Cambians are known for that. Mostly it's Varouche is being the opposite of what Varouche was yesterday. It hasn't been that long. A 13.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty open. He's being honest. You can see that there's still apprehension there, but he's not holding his sidearm, like hand resting on it or on the heavy blade or anything. He's just
We also didn't bring them, if I recall.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Just I walked up to Varouche, eyeing him up and down.
He's not fidgeting.
Are you okay, Varouche?
I've been better, but yes, I'm fine.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
Stop stealing my lines. If you're okay with it, then I'm fine.
Oh yeah, the more the merrier.
All right then.
Turn to look at me.
He's yeah, Bees, Mistlin.
Bees, Mr. Lintil.
That's fine.
Of course.
Bees?
If Mistle and Gideon are okay with it, I'm okay with it. Hello.
Hi.
Is Karos still in here with us?
Yes.
Bees,
Hi, Till.
can I borrow a piece of your armor?
What?
Might I borrow a piece of your armor?
No.
Do you mind if I scrape off a little bit of the outside hive bit?
Yes. The bees sort of back up. The torch bees withdraw towards the hive, and the hive armor takes a few shuffling steps backwards away from Till.
Something
Don't
the
touch
matter.
our
Alright.
hive.
Something the matter, Till.
Bees armor has unique visual aspects to it. The hive is concealing most of it, but if it is significant, it might be worth looking into. And
Don't-
Karos being a widely traveled and veteran adventurer, Jasira having her own knowledge of things that general public aren't always aware of, I thought they might be able to weigh in. But if Bees isn't comfortable with it, we can table that for later.
Don't touch our hive.
It didn't want to
Touch our
touch the
hive.
hive, just the armor.
It's ours.
Nobody's going to take it from you.
We made it into our hive. It's ours now.
Absolutely is.
Till, could you describe what you think is interesting about it without having to touch it?
We should go.
It's the black and gold features to it.
We don't have to talk about this.
Bees, are you uncomfortable?
I just think we should go. Why are we talking? It's not interesting. It's
Oh, to the
build on
contrary,
it.
armor is very
Like-
interesting. Bees.
like a hive.
It
Okay,
tells
okay.
a lot about a culture, about the people that made it.
I think this is making bees uncomfortable.
No, we're fine. We're fine. It's just
Oh,
it's like a tree stump.
I agree, Mr.
that you build on.
Curiosity as to why.
Well, anyway, Bees, Rouge says our new ship is here, so we're probably going to head that direction. Does that sound all right?
Yay!
Let me go power up the Dust Runner, walk it out.
Bees will sort of shamble off after Cold Turn. We want to watch.
Okay. Now,
Bees have removed themselves from the scene.
And we are out.
If you wish to continue, I don't want to stop the scene, but I
Yep. Master is there anything else that we should be aware of before we head toward Severinus?
Just that you're about to be walking into a people that have not known space flight or particularly advanced technology for a couple of centuries. And you will be the second visitors from beyond the skies in a couple of months.
Do we have any reports or briefing from the location? Anybody we should be looking for?
The current commander and the current leader of the Free Peoples, now liberated from the previous empire, is one General Marcus Solend, and his advisor, one Lord General O'Donnell.
All right. Well, I'll make contact with them and see what's necessary, I suppose.
In the workshop, as we're getting to the Dust Runner and starting it up, Bees, do you think, out of curiosity, with your ability to turn armor into a hive, do you think that you could turn something like this into a hive, indicating the exoskeleton-sized mech?
I know bees will say yes no matter what, but is that possible?
It's too big.
Okay.
Like
All right.
you don't maintain a large enough hive population to do that.
Okay. Okay. Bees say, sure.
How would you move it around? I know with the armor you're wearing, it's lots of bees in the joints, but
We might need more of us.
how many more?
How many more? How big would we need to get?
Like 4 to 8 times as many.
Okay. I think sort of one. Actually, can I just make an intelligence check to see if bees can really even conceptualize that?
Yeah, go ahead. Nope. More bees than you've ever seen.
So.
It might as well be all of them.
Yeah, bees thinks about that for a second and says, if each of us was a swarm, maybe that many.
That's a lot of bees. That's a terrifying amount of bees, actually, bees.
It's a good amount.
Terrifying.
Someday.
Utterly terrifying.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll just settle for teaching you how to pilot one someday.
Okay. We'd like that.
First, I need to learn the finer points myself.
Can
Power it up.
we help you? Can we help you get this started?
It doesn't start very well, Peas. It's not quite powerful enough for it to be fully activated.
That's okay.
But once we fix it up some more, I could certainly make one of these pilotable by you.
By
What if
AU.
Yes.
What if you made a bunch of little ones?
Well, that would be much easier, though they would be less impressive.
We don't know. We think each of us wearing one of those would be pretty terrifying. And they try to match Coltarn's cadence.
Let's find out. I'm going to very quickly use my magical tinkering for the second time today, and make a teeny tiny toy replica version of a Dust Runner that does nothing but is a toy replica version of a Dust Runner. And
Just an action figure.
yeah. It's just hollowed out, like all the like as if it was a suit of armor, but just a toy Dust Runner. And I will put it on Bee's shoulder.
Immediately, bees swarm into it, and and it starts going and sort of marching across B's shoulders, or not the shoulders of the hive armor.
Practice with that.
Okay.
And then we'll get the dust runner moving.
Does it have any firing mechanism?
Yes.
No, it's an action
No,
figure.
it does. It has a spring-loaded. It has a spring-loaded rocket launcher on one arm, and a spring-loaded like arm blade on the other. So the arm blade will pop out, and the rocket launcher can fire.
Immediately, you see like one torch beat will slide itself into that, and the others fire it, and that torch beat goes flying off. And they just do that repeatedly.
I have entertained the bees for now. So yes, whenever any remaining conversation is done in the other room, we'll meet them outside in the large dust runner that is half operational, bees, and the tiny dust runner that is fully operational.
So, is there any other conversation that needs to happen before you head out?
As long as everybody's got their shit, I think we're good.
Yeah. Go
Jack,
grab
I
the
sent you a
stuff.
message in chat.
Oh, cool. Gotcha.
So, you make your way over to the docks.
You all see.
you
You all
find-
see that bees has a mini dust runner.
We're a Dust Runner pilot now. Chung 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 chung.
Miss Fairchild, do you want to take points in this since this person is
Yeah,
technically
I'm gonna talk.
All right.
Obviously.
You make your way to the hangar that is holding the Ghoul Natural Cure. And you are greeted by an enormous axe of a vehicle. It is a drifter class starship, which means it is designed for a small crew with light passenger capacity, but it's still, even that is a significant size ship. It is shaped like an axe head, where it narrows down to a fine point with like a heavy metal ram mounted to the front, and then broadens out as it gets closer to the back, where the like massively up jumped engines sit at the back with a bristling array of guns. The entire ship is painted black with a variety of like flame patterns brushed across the side of it, with the snarling image of a wolf's head painted on the ram.
It's an Orcish hot rod.
Sort of, yeah.
Till just has a very neutral expression on his face as he starts walking towards this abomination.
There's a group of dock workers loading supplies onto the cargo ramp, and the crew boarding ramp comes down, and emerging out of it is what you can only surmise to be Captain Zeph Nash. A tall and imposing figure wearing a suit of Orcish power armor. The sort of marked steel coloration of the heavy armor, draped with tattered crimson banners for individual markings, with these tubes of orange power sort of coursing around the shoulders and around the torso, carrying with a massive shield slung over one shoulder with a heavy axe resting on in their other hand. As they step down, you see a surprisingly soft-featured face for a member of Orcish heritage, with a sort of a more pointed jaw rather than squared, with the less protruding tusks than one would normally expect, with sort of dark sclera and bright golden eyes with long red hair pulled back into a ponytail, as this feminine figure with the heaviest of armor and like white tattoos across their face steps down from the ramp. So, here are my charges.
Hi. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kendall.
Captain Zeph Nash. Good to meet you.
You know my dad.
I do. As a favor, I've been assigned to take you wherever you need to go.
Awesome. So this is Till, this is Rouge. Go through, introduce everybody.
Phil's looking over the captain with a 17 perception. Does he see any religious iconography on the armor or in her entire attaché?
No.
Okay.
Well, aside from potentially her tattoos, but you don't know what those would signify.
Okay. Gotcha. But it's not like, oh, and deadlock symbol right there on the chest or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
nothing like that.
Right.
Jeremy,
Hey-
what is? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He relaxes just a little bit.
What is Kendall's tone like when introducing Mistle?
Warm.
Okay.
As enthusiastic as everyone else.
Okay. What is the power? What is Orcish power armor like?
If you take sort of Fallout power armor and
Okay.
kind of mesh it with like tribal symbols and like different sort of jagged edges, make it somewhat more aggressive in mien.
Okay. And what are the predominant colors on the ship and on the armor?
The armor is primarily steel gray with like a red waist tabard hanging off of the bottom of it
Okay.
that is very tattered, seen a lot of damage, and then has like orange power cables running across the shoulders. The ship itself is black with red and orange flames, and then the silver pattern of a wolf's face on the ram.
Okay. We have power armor too, and the little tiny dust runner just keeps going back and forth across the shoulders of the hive armor.
I see that. All right, I've got quarters set up for all of you. You're welcome to come aboard. Bring anything you need. Soon as these supplies that we're supposed to bring with you get loaded up, then we're ready to depart.
Awesome.
Do you have a place we can watch stars?
There is a viewing deck, yes.
Okay. These will head for that if they can find it.
Any questions?
Are you familiar with the Severinus system?
No, but I've got the coordinates.
Who's your pilot?
Me.
All right.
How big is the interior of the ship?
As you step inside, it's in like comparative ship size, it's probably, I would say, like the size of the Naboo ship from episode 1 of Star Wars.
Okay, so not gigantic, not big enough to get lost on or anything.
No.
Okay.
It requires like a 5-man crew and has like capacity for a dozen more people besides.
Okay.
Well, this is cozy.
I didn't bring the regular pilot of this ship because I figured there was a chance that I would need to leave and you would just take the ship, so I didn't bring its regular pilot with me.
Oh no, I meant that as a good thing.
But yeah.
Is that not clear?
It was a little vague.
No.
Sorry, 6
Well,
words.
anyway,
My crew and I have teleport homers to our home ship. This is entirely being crewed by a bar. This is entirely being run by a borrowed crew. So if you need to take the ship and head in a different direction, I can just leave at any point. But I've been hired at least to get you to this place, and anywhere that you might need to afterwards, we'll see what happens.
Is that expensive technology? The
Teleport homers? You have no idea. You're familiar as bees are not familiar with them.
Okay, all right.
Well, yeah.
Well, can we? Is this big enough to load the dust runner onto?
Oh, certainly. We got 6 tons of cargo space.
Looks like you're in luck, Coltarn.
We're only taking up 3 of them with the supplies.
There are very few ships of Orcish design that wouldn't be able to accommodate at least one dust runner. They tend to be fairly
Well, you'd be the expert.
well designed. Actually, no, I'm not all that familiar with Orcish ships. This is the first one I've seen in person.
Oh. Shall we do a little exploring?
I think I shall after I park this in a safe place.
Excellent.
Foundling, then. Fair enough.
I'm not certain what that means.
One of our own found by someone else.
Oh, yes, Colton Starbreaker.
Dwarven name. All right.
Dwarven name, Dwarven Forge. Not an ad.
I was gonna
You realize
Excellent.
as the word.
Yeah, I realized as it's in my mouth. Not spawn.
Wait a minute.
Non-spot.
She
Non-spot.
takes in the Orcish name for a second, and there's like a raise of an eyebrow. Okay.
Yes.
Nothing. It's just interesting choice of name.
Was the only thing left from whatever happened to my family.
Huh?
Looks over at Kendall. I was found adrift in space. With like that look on his face, like, oh, I thought I'd said that already. Yes, a small escape pod, only large enough for me. Granted, fairly large considering orc child, but name Colton. The only thing of identification within it.
God.
Wrapped in a blanket with an S on it. No.
A big K on his
That's
chest.
that's better than the one I was gonna do, floating down the river. in
Right,
that.
yeah.
It's a bit of an ironic name for aspirational purposes, considering.
Well, I like to think names are more tools than grand design.
Speaking of which, have you met my friend, Tool?
Tolbar walks past. I met my friend. He's a big tool. I mean that sincerely.
Any case, get everything stowed aboard, find your rooms. They're not assigned. Pick whichever one you like.
Head up.
Yeah, load up.
Indeed.
I will find.
So wait till Kendall picks a room and then pick the one next to.
Actually, no, she's gonna pick just some side out of the way room.
I'm picking whichever room is closest to the engine room. Because if shit starts breaking, I know where I'm running first.
I'm gonna take the room that's close. That's if there's the crew quarters. I'm assuming that's near where we are. If it's not already taken, first room right next to the entrance to that area.
Mm-hmm.
Bees, will you share a room with me? I don't like having my own. It's too
Okay.
big.
Okay. Do you want you can pick whatever one we'll probably wait out here if that's where the stars are, but we can start unpacking some into your room if you don't take up as much space.
I never take up much space.
Okay.
She will also find one that's kind of out of the way of everything.
Once Mistle picks out the room, bees will immediately start webbing up the corners. You want us to make you a little hammock?
Sure, that would be nice.
All right. They will weave a hammock out of the non-adhesive webs, at least towards the center, and then overlay it with some of that sort of soft papery tissue like from the hive.
Good thing that we got the old crew a new ship.
Yes, I'm afraid if any of them are terrified of bees, it will not be a good coming home experience.
Phil drops most of his stuff in whichever room he's able to get in decent proximity, and he'll keep his gun gun-of-ridiculousness and his comm on, but that's about it. But his tools are set right inside the doorway, easily accessible if he has to run for them.
Mr. Fairchild specifically requested a ship we wouldn't be averse to handing over if needs must.
Well, it's a good ship. I'd like to explore it some more. Is the so thinks for a second. Tries to figure out what the Orcish word for engineer would be, because he genuinely doesn't know. I don't know if you want me to make a roll for that.
If you want, you can roll history.
Yeah. He's going to try to come up with the closest, 12. I'm rolling really great on my dice. I think I've rolled either a 7 or a 6 every time I've rolled tonight.
Yeah, it's you know that canal is the word for something that is advanced or futuristic and forward thinking, and you're like, it's probably something to do with that, and you just can't think of what else you would apply to it to make the word into a person.
So thinks for a second, decides against it. Is the engineer aboard?
Yes, you'll find them in the back.
I might go strike up a conversation. I'll head that way. As I go up, Till, would you like to come and speak with the ship's engineer?
Yes, actually, that would be a good plan.
Let's familiarize ourselves with the machine.
All right.
This whole time, I'm still keeping an eye on Jazeera.
Oh yeah, that's something Till would have been interested in as well. Which room did Jasira pick?
Whichever one wasn't taken, basically.
Okay.
Like she didn't
But
seem to have any
which
particular preference.
But which one is that?
If I were to hazard a guess, probably the one next to Varouche.
What are you talking about? Obviously, Gideon took the one next to Varouche.
Yeah, he loves me.
Yeah.
Big fave.
One conversation away, all I got to do is just, flip a chair around and sit on it backwards, and then we'll, have a real heart-to-heart.
I'm just going to text Camille really quick. A contextless question, because I know he doesn't watch our streams. Given the choice, where on a spaceship would Gideon pick for his room? We'll find out once Camille sees this text.
Would Mistle be okay with Gideon sharing, all three of us sharing a room?
Absolutely.
Okay.
She doesn't like to be in a huge space by
Okay.
herself. She's very tiny.
So Till and Coltarn head to the back and find there is a large and broad orcish figure, like probably,
So, orcish figure.
I mean, yes, but like half again as big as Coltarn. Just looks like a meat locker with a pair of like almost comically tiny little orange lenses over his eyes as he's working with a blowtorch on just welding some metal together. His hair is like his like long black hair is pulled like very far back. He's got a variety of different tools and wrenches on his person, and he's just humming some kind of tune that sounds almost like a battle march as he's working on this welding.
Greetings. As we walk in.
Sparks continue to fly for a second. Looks up. You're the passengers.
Passengers with an interest in the inner workings of the vessel. I was hoping we might have a conversation.
Sure, why not? Ask away.
Also,
What engine class do we have?
Also, Camille says room closest to the cargo bay.
All right.
Well, we're running on a class 1 Torfash, which means it'll get us some decent speed. Average in terms of, well, the most tends to be one of the more basic in terms of FTL distances, but it'll get us where we need to go in a decent number of jumps. Nothing too fancy, but it'll spool up quickly. The ship is designed for sublight speeds of a decent clip.
So, high acceleration, low turning.
Relatively average, all things considered. It can't turn a complete circle in the span of a few seconds, but it can turn around relatively quickly.
I imagine. You said it's shaped like an axe head. Is it like horizontally an axe head or vertically an axe head? Not that
It's a vertical axe head, like it branches out like that.
Okay,
like
so
it's
it's a vertical axe head. It's like it's a vertical wedge on a back of the ship, or is it just the vertical wedge and engines at the back of the wedge?
Yeah, basically the engines are at the back of the wedge.
Okay, so it's nothing but wedge.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a flying axe head.
With a skilled pilot, how maneuverable is this then in combat?
In combat, it can pull off a 180-degree turn in the span of a few seconds and fire on someone chasing it if they're good enough.
Seems very useful. How I understand that I'm not given to much experience with orcish construction and ships, but how durable is the ram?
Well, the ram's the most armored part of the ship. It's built for running into the enemy. Generally speaking, any fire we take from oncoming opponents will be significantly reduced in effectiveness.
So keep the engines away, keep the blade forward.
Generally.
Good to know.
Tends to be the strongest orcish strategy. If you've shown the enemy your back, you've already lost.
With regards to trying not to lose, when the ship does take damage, where tends to be the first place where repairs are needed?
The ship's designed to make the hull the easiest target to hit so that nothing vital takes any damage.
But
You operate more off of hull plating and armor than shielding?
Generally, we're no miss ship. We don't have a powerful shield generator. We rely on our heavy armor in the front to reduce the damage of any impact.
Narrow profile for head-to-head gunning as well, it looks like.
Indeed.
so that if any emergency repairs are needed, it will be here, most likely, and towards the engines.
Yes, if someone manages to get in behind us, this will be the most vulnerable point on the ship.
If they did, how quickly would that become a problem?
Depends on how good their shot is. The engines can take some punishment, but if the engines go down, we lose our maneuverability.
Yeah.
Do you have tactics on this ship then for handling multiple opponents? Seems like any tactician worth their salt would know to split their forces and attack from multiple directions then.
The light cannons can be swiveled around to the back. The heavy cannon's only front facing, but the light cannons can hit the front and the back. So anyone who tries to get at the engines will be getting a surprise, as well as the rip chains.
What are those?
Do I know what rip chains are?
I don't know what rip chains are. That's why Colton's asking.
You can roll engineering.
Or technology.
I don't have
Maybe
that.
technology, not engineering.
Technology, yeah.
Which is just intelligence, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Did you roll anything? Boop.
This is the part of the game where Till and Coltarn geek out over the ship.
Right? Oh, Jesus. There they go. Finally. 12.
Okay. What does Coltarn get?
I didn't roll because Coltarn doesn't know. He asked
Okay.
out loud.
You don't know what a rip chain is, Till.
Nope. So we'll just wait for the answer then.
Rip chains are massive bladed harpoons designed to pierce into a ship and split it apart from the inside. They can be fired from all angles. It's our melee weapon, as such as it was.
How effective is that again? At what point does the armoring of a hull become impregnable to that sort of thing? For instance, if we were to fire at another Orcish ship.
It'd be less effective if we're firing at the front of another Orcish ship, but it can still punch through. There's very little that a serrated, razor-edged, and actively oscillating chain of blades can't punch through at a high velocity.
I don't know how perceptive the engineer is, but Till can probably tell that Coltarn is fascinated by all of this. Like from a very like educational standpoint of like how am I going to incorporate this into the ship I eventually build, kind of thing.
What the engineer is describing to you is that basically the ship is equipped with Kratos' Blades of Chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I will. We don't need to stay here if Till doesn't have anything more significant to say.
Right, yeah, no, Till will hang out as long as we're talking shop. But yeah, no, he doesn't really have much more to contribute directly.
Yeah, Coltarn will talk to this person until this person indicates that they are done talking.
Meanwhile, everyone else settles in. And the captain approaches Kendall. So, are we ready to go?
Hold on just a second. Let me check and see. Are we good to go?
Yes.
Wait a second.
Yes.
I didn't hear a no. Go ahead.
All right, let's launch. And with that, she walks over to a different door marked bridge in Orcish. Not that all of you can read that, but she disappears behind the door, and a few minutes later, the Gulnash Volkir departs from Void Station Formbiot, and we are on our way. And that is where we'll end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.